Thank you for joining us and welcome to the Black Excellence Series presented by RespectAbility and NAACP Hollywood Bureau. I am here with Lorena. We are talking with her about her project, the RiRi Show, which I'm such a huge fan of. Also, really quick, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Tatiana Lee. I'm the Senior Associate of Entertainment and Media at RespectAbility. And happy to be here. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am a brown-skinned Black woman with kinky curly hair in a puff, wearing a gray top and clear glasses. And I have a RespectAbility banner behind me. Lorena, welcome. And why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Lorena, and I am a deaf individual. I work currently at Amazon, and I'm the owner of the show called the RiRi Show. In addition to that, I've majored in graphic design, and my goal is that I want to eventually work for Disney, Disney Studios, or any type of associated business, DreamWorks, ABC, etc. I'm working on it right now, and that is my goal. I would love to work in animation, and I'm always curious to learn more about also engineering and software. I'm learning about that currently. And so right now, like I said, I'm working at Amazon as I continue my education.
Nice. Thank you so much. Would you mind describing yourself for us, for anyone that's blind or low vision audience?
Sure. I'm a Black deaf female. I am strong. I use ASL to communicate. For people who are blind or have visual impairments, I do know tactile sign language for the deafblind community. I am able to communicate with people regardless of any disability. So that's who I am.
Nice. Thank you so much. So first question, you told us a little bit about yourself and some of your goals. And how did you start as an advocate and through your web show?
How did I get started? Oh man, let me look back. I think the year was 2016. Really, how did I even get started? God actually said something to me. I kind of felt like it was an audio conversation he was having with me. And I'm deaf, obviously. I don't know how it happened, if it just like happened in my mind, but he gave me a logo to design. And so that logo was the RiRi Show logo. And I'm like, wow, how did I even do that? So I kept going with it. I started doing some research on the background, on YouTube, looking online, trying to figure out what type of background I could use, how to set up the film equipment, what would I do for an actual show? And it progressed from there. I started to ask people. One of the first people that I asked to interview was a guy named Brian. I said, would you mind coming? This is just a practice for me. You're the first guest. And so he decided to come, and we set up the background, and we sat like in talk show format in front of the camera. I was very nervous. I did an interview. And after that experience was done, I thought, okay, well, maybe I should ask some other people to come and interview with me. What's your background? Tell me who you are. And so I would start to research that individual. I would look online for more information. I would send them the questions. They would fill those questions out, return them to me, and then they would come in person and we would film. And that's kind of how my process works. I just wanted to advocate for people in the deaf world in terms of access. I want hearing audiences to look at me and to see what we are capable of, see our experience. What does ASL look like? If you're an ASL student, you can watch this and gain some knowledge. I really wanted the world to see that, wow, the experience of someone who's deaf, they go through different things, different struggles. Their perspective is different. I wanted hearing people to be aware that we can do anything, point blank, period. No question about it.
I love that. Thank you so much. I mean, I hate to use the word inspiring because it's not, but it's like to create our own spaces. It's so important, you know, that's similar journey that I had. It was like a space that I wanted to be in wasn't there for me. So you create it yourself. And that is something we know how to do definitely as Black women. And so, you know, to know that you're doing that and making such a difference and an impact is so awesome. So thank you.
You are right. You're exactly right. We make our own spaces.
Yep, exactly. So what advice do you have for up and coming Black and disabled, deaf and disabled creators and who want to start creating their own content?
Oh, that's a really good question. As far as suggestions go, I would say don't copy what's already there and don't pull each other down. Remember, as Black women, we are creative and we don't have to be jealous of one another. We can be inspired by what somebody else is doing. We can be strong. We can break down walls and barriers and get in. We can do our own thing and be successful. It doesn't matter if you're just using something on social media to do your creativity. It doesn't matter if people are trying to bring you down on social media or trying to talk badly about you. Ignore them and keep doing it. I have had to do that. I've been hurt, but I've still been able to forge my own way. Oh, you think you're better than people or they're better than you. Just ignore what other people say and do what it is that you want to do. That's it. And I think as far as Black women specifically go, just ignore the naysayers, stay the path, and think positive.
I love that. Thank you. I received all of that. Thank you. Are you working on any other projects currently that you like to share with this audience?
What else? Well, of course, I am working on my animation. I'm practicing that. I'm working on engineering software. And in addition to that, I'm continuing to film and work on my craft. That's all I've been up to so far. Any other projects in particular, there's not necessarily anything in the works.
Nice. Thank you so much. So those are all the questions I have. If you have any other words or anything else you would like to say or any final words of encouragement or anything, go for it. Or any shameless plug.
I just want to put out there for the people to understand that it doesn't matter in what field you're creative in what medium, don't give up. I'm trying to use the strongest words I can. If you want to be an inspiration to someone else, you have to be optimistic about what's going on, despite what's going on in the world. Because what you're doing, your creativity is going to cause love to spread. And it doesn't matter what other people, you know, if they try to pull you down, if they try to make you feel that what you're doing isn't good enough, you keep on doing what you're supposed to do. Because the world can be very ugly. The world can be supremely ugly. But the only thing that conquers that is love. And so what you're putting out into the world in terms of love is combating that ugliness. You take the love that's in your heart, and if you spread it to other people, that's all you can do. And that's all I can say.
Nice. Thank you so much. You just had some beautiful words of encouragement, and I'm so here for it. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, so because of COVID, I forgot to add something I want to say about that.
Go for it. We're still recording.
My show, the RiRi Show, once COVID hit, it was very much a struggle. Prior to COVID, we had people come in real life. We sat down, we vibed off of each other, we had conversation. But once COVID hit, obviously with social distancing, etc., we weren't able to have that in real life contact. You know, nobody wants to get sick or possibly spread it to another person. So unfortunately, we have had to switch over to virtual, which really sucks, to be honest. But I haven't let that affect me. I haven't let that slow me down. It's just like, you know what? We're going to continue doing what we're doing with the RiRi Show. And I'm not going to let nothing stop me, because I really and truly enjoy what I do. And I feel I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So COVID did what it did, but it's like, okay, we're gonna take this and work with it. How we gonna work with it? And so we've been using Zoom, and it's not my favorite mode of communication, but we're doing what we can do so we can continue what we're doing. So I do encourage other people. So, you know, suppose you had plans and then COVID kind of slowed your plans down or stopped them. I highly suggest that you figure out a way to use Zoom or whatever other way that you can to get accomplished what you want to do.
Nice. Thank you so much for that encouragement, because I know COVID and during this time of virtual, it's, you know, stumped a lot of people. So for people to know how you can still be creative and still create the content you want is so important. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Lorena, for joining us and talking to us about your journey and about the RiRi Show, which everyone can take a look at. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. Stay tuned for more filmmakers as we continue the Black Excellence series throughout the rest of this month. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Goodbye.